Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. We are live here in the show, and I'm here with Steph, the Alter Nerd. What's up, Steph?
Hey, up, Andy. I'm all right. How are you doing, mate?
I am doing great. I am here to talk about some more royal news today. And we invited Jack Royston over on Newsweek to come in because getting conflicting reports out there, Steph, if you've noticed this. It's strange to me because the first report from a couple days ago says that Harry and Meghan are surging in popularity. Huh? They're surging in popularity after all this endgame nonsense, which I refuse to accept. I don't understand how on earth that could happen, given all the negative press they've gotten. I could understand maybe popular in a negative way because a lot of people are negatively talking about them, but maybe like an indifferent or we still don't care. I could maybe accept some of those, but surging in popularity, I've seen this spun around and it feels like Meghan and Harry out there trying to still spin like that they're popular. I don't buy it. At the same time, a day before it, Jack Royston of Newsweek wrote that they aren't practicing what they preach in a pretty big expose rundown showing the hypocrisies. Oh, my studio is falling apart. Showing the hypocrisies of how fitting. My set just dropped my keep going photo. I will keep going in honor of that weird sign falling on me. We always keep going. That is my mantra. But this weird juxtaposition of two completely different attitudes towards Team Sussex. That's why I wanted Jack here to break down where does he actually stand, because this seems to be going both ways. And he usually, correct me if I'm wrong, Steph, Jack is pretty known for defending the Sussexes, no?
Oh, he's a Sussex squad simp all day long.
Yeah. You think he'd accept that, though? I don't think he'd accept that, but from your research and what he's written, that's what he seems to be.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. I'd love for him to clarify. So, Jack, if you missed the show, you're invited. Open invite. We're live. I keep checking my emails, DMs. If you missed it, no worries. Hit me up. We'll do a follow-up. Happy to do a follow-up with you. Give you the benefit of the doubt. So if you'd like to respond and show you got the guts, come on in. I think you'd earn a lot of respect from this audience to show that you're not afraid of these kind of questions. Where is your allegiance? What's going on? What's your stake? So I want to go through this. Let's start here with the more current one, and let's go into how they're surging in popularity. Let's see what Jack has written, okay? They're back in America's good graces after a surge in their popularity a year after their Netflix show helped burst the Sussex bubble. Bursting a bubble is a bad thing. A couple have boasted their best net approval ratings in 10 rounds of polling by Redfield and Wilton for Newsweek, just as they are about to call time on a year in which their star fell. So he is acknowledging they didn't do well. But a Newsweek poll... Wonder, sounds a little boozy, doesn't it, Steph? On December 5th last year, Harry had a net approval rating of 38, while Meghan's was plus 23, according to polling by Redfield and Wilton. Can we look them up? Can you Google that for me while I'm doing this?
No, I've already looked them up. They are legitimate.
Okay, they are. Okay, great.
Yeah,
but they've done it for Newsweek here. Let's see here. 3 days later, on December 8th, the Netflix show was released and showed the Duchess performing her now infamous mock curtsy. Some felt to be culturally disrespectful. A month later, the spare book gave granular detail about his experience getting frostbite on his penis. And by the time the dust settled on the memoir, Harry's net approval rating had hit -7. Meghan's hit -13. A year to date on from part one of their Netflix series and the mock curtsy, the Newsweek poll asked a representative sample of 1,500 Americans what they thought of Harry and Meghan, and the results may trigger a sigh of relief in Montecito. I doubt that because Montecito hates them, guys. They're going to be like, oh, I want them to leave. The prince was liked by 45% and disliked by 16%, giving him a net approval rating of plus 29. The figures collected on December 8th represent a 17-point swing compared to September when he was on a plus 12. And Meghan was liked by 38% and disliked by 23%. I do love, they do not like her compared to Harry. Even if they want to spin this positively, I can't imagine Meghan likes that. But she still was just like on a plus swing of 15, a plus score of 15 of swing of 13 points compared to September when she was on a -2. Meghan was liked by an outright majority of millennials, friggin' millennials, 53% compared to 16% who disliked her, while boomers were the only age group in which she was disliked more than liked. Woo, boomers! Boomers, because they're wise, Steph. You know what I mean? These stupid millennials, no offense to our millennials, stupid millennials out there just aren't doing the homework. Among over 59s, 27% viewed her favorably, while 38% viewed her unfavorably. And 51% of 2020 Joe Biden voters approved of Meghan. Oh, geez, why are we making this political? Compared to 17% who opposed her. Even among Donald Trump voters appeared to be softening, though she was still more disliked than liked. Good. I don't like that they're making this political. And for Prince Harry, even Trump voters liked him more than they disliked him, with 38% voting favorably, 24% unfavorably. Among Biden voters, a resounding thumbs up with 58%. This is just frustrating. The change may partly be a product of the fact that America's had a break from the royals after the overexposure and perhaps oversharing that came with the release of Spare. You know what's interesting? I'm guessing this poll was done before Endgame came out also. That's my guess. What do you think, Steph?
My guess is, yeah, I think it was done before Endgame. It'll be interesting to find out more up-to-date poll at this point. But the one thing to really note with all of this is, okay, what? She's on a rating of plus 15. That's still significantly lower than the rating that she was on this time last year, which again proves my point. The whole title and the whole essence of this article is completely misleading. Surge in popularity, my backside. She's still less popular than she was this time last year. It's not a surge. She's still failed. She's still failing.
Right. You're right. She was really failing if we're going to judge these numbers, right? But now she's still failing, but not as bad is what it's calling. A surge in popularity. I guess technically it is because it's less, but it's still not. To me, you're not popular unless you're in that next bracket of liked. You know what I mean? It should be a surge. People have stopped hating her as much, is to me what would sort of be maybe more accurate. Some people have decided to hate her or move on or care less. But yes, you're absolutely right. It's a less thing. What's interesting here, and I would ask Jack, when was this poll done? Because they do mention, perhaps most importantly, it does not appear to have damaged by the allegations of the British press that they were responsible for King Charles being identified. I mean, I would also argue most people in middle America, I don't know where this poll was done. That's why this is a frustrating poll, because I'm curious more of the data points. But I would think most people in America don't even know about all the endgame nonsense because they're not as invested in following it. Would you agree, Steph? It's more of one of those intense followers of the royals or people who keep track of that, have been paying more attention and are subscribers, etc. But would you agree most regular Joe Schmoes in America aren't be like, damn, Omid Scobie?
I would agree with that sentiment, yeah.
He's not surging in popularity, Liebrows. I would think if you went to any bar in America and said, who is this guy? They would have no effing clue who he is. So there is that. I got to thank, wow, a huge anonymous. I saw who it was. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. You said anonymous there, but I see your name. But oh my gosh, HS, thank you so much. They lie. I canceled Netflix. Love Andy and Steph. Sussex Bucks. Woo! My God, a 50 from that. Thank you so much. Incredible support. You guys are incredible. Thank you for that. And thank you, Carbonized Stardust. Clearly, that's a typo, and they meant popularity. Yes, I think so. I give you a good snare for that one. I'll get the rest of the comments in a little bit. Let me just keep going through this. So that's how they're justifying this. Now, the day before it, though, Steph, Jack went into a pretty big detail as to why they are hypocrites. And before I saw him talking about the rage and popularity, I was going to give him more credit because I was like, well, wait, this is pretty impressive. His own, their own media friend, right? They're friendly, who is out there simping, typically, is out there being critical, which is quite impressive. Were you surprised to see this?
I was really surprised to see this. I was like, oh my goodness, wow. I had to double check that it was actually written by Jack, and it was. And I was like,
I know, right? It's like, wait a second, he wrote this? No offense, yeah. Jack, but that's what we know.
What the hell?
So that's where we got to go. Real quick, Joanne Howley, thank you so much. Not new, just wanted you on my tablet. Oh, okay, you renewed it on a tablet. Well, thank you, Joanne. And Manda Panda, thank you so much for the 2. I see you. Appreciate you, Manda. And Lorley, good AM from Japan. Japan, first time to watch the show. Oh, nice. First time. I love it. Morning in Japan. Welcome. Awesome. Our international viewers. In fact, while you're watching, if you're watching the comments, tell us where you're watching from. I always love seeing the various places. All right, but let's break this down, viewers. Let's get to it. So let's see, after Newsweek says they're surging in popularity, let's see how they also are putting them to task for the hypocrisy. So Meghan and Harry have called for more informed, fact-based, and more connected world as the debate over her royal race allegations continues. They released a report on the work of their Archewell Foundation, and they described seeking the creation of a better, more trustworthy, and diverse information environment across all forms of media. I mean, talk about a bunch of word salad buzzwords. However, the section of the 28-page document risks provoking critics who argue some of their own work as media publishers has been either misleading or partial in its account of the facts. Steph, right? What way? Jack's getting in the game.
Just a little, just a little.
On November 28th, royal journalist Omid Liebrow's Scobie book was, he didn't write Liebrows, but that's what I call him. He accidentally published the names, as we saw, and Meghan suggested comment on her unborn skin tone. Kate was named as being part of that. However, the names have still not been confirmed more than 2 years on from the March 2021 interview with Oprah, in which Meghan made the accusations in the wider context of the infamous conversation remains a mystery, which, again, you'd think they'd want to help fight that misinformation, right, Steph? Clarify, put it out there, deny it, disavow it. They haven't. Archewell Impact Report contains a section that reads, as we seek the creation of a better, more trustworthy and diverse information environment across all forms of media, we support research and organizations creating more informed, fact-based, connected world. We're committed to finding solutions that ensure information is trustworthy, that there is a justice for those systematically undermined and disempowered, safety for those harmed, and equal representation at the table where decisions impact us all. This is, I got to give Jack credit, right? I tell you, I give him credit when it's due, but he's calling out the good portions of this foundation, which they aren't doing. They aren't doing around their own personal stuff. While the stated aims are no doubt laudable, they've been made at a time when major questions still persist over a key plank of the couple's allegations against the monarchy, and against the backdrop of a past questions about whether his book Spare gave a full, clear account of the facts in a number of seconds. So now he's going to break down, but let's pause again, Steph. Pleasantly surprised, I am. Are you?
Very pleasantly surprised. A little bit disturbed, actually, that it's Jack Royston that's written this. I'm like, dude, are you all right? Are you feeling okay? Have you had a brain transplant or something? Is it really you? Like, blink twice if you're okay,
still human.
You know? Like,
Did you?
it's totally out of character for him to write this.
Yeah, and that's why, honestly, that's why I want to give him a shot, because I'm like, maybe there's more to it. Maybe he's finally seeing the light. So here we go, breaking it down. Meghan Markle's race allegation. The Duchess told Winfrey that there were discussions in the royal family about the rules to deny her children titles and police protection, and was asked by interview, do you think it's because of his race? I can give you an honest answer. In the months when I was pregnant, all around the same time, so we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born. Prince Harry followed up by saying it was a conversation he would never share, but suggested the remark was, what will the kids look like? Which, again, isn't about the dark skin color, is it at all? It's what will the kids look like? But Meghan jumped on, they must have meant his dark skin color because I am a black woman. And it must be a racist remark. Those racist royals. They did not reveal the identity of the royal who asked the question, leaving multiple family members under suspicion, and they shared none of the context, leaving viewers unable to decide for themselves whether they agree with Meghan's account of concern rather than curiosity. I mean, facts. The distinction matters, in particular because countries in the Caribbean have indicated a desire to hold referenda in removing King Charles as a king and face the prospect of citizens walking into polling booths, not fully understanding the nature of remarks made in the heart of the monarchy about race. And it matters doubly since Omid Scobie's book named Charles as the royal who made the comment in its Dutch edition, though his name has not so far been confirmed officially. Harry said in January that Meghan has not accused the royal of racism, but that they both viewed the comment in the context of unconscious bias and gave a nod to the distinction between curiosity and concern. However, Omid, as Steph has proved on her Twitter, it's actually unconscious racial bias. All these friggin' semantic stuff, it's frustrating. There's still precious little factual information, though, in the public guide to guide the public subjects of the king and which versions are correct. Queen Elizabeth said that recollections may vary, and Scobie's book suggests Charles wrote to Meghan at the time to say no ill will was intended. In short, the actual facts of what took place are far from clear, more than 2.5 years on from the moment the Sussexes first made the allegations. But it's not just about race. Ooh, he's going to lean in even further. That would have been enough. I would have been like, all right, put it to press. Way to go. Woo. Oh, shit. Oh, good for you, Jack. But no, he continues. He talks about Prince Harry's account in his book Spare. Prince Harry have long been accused of being unreliable. I mean, I love this right out the gate. I got to look at Jack a little more closely now, including by high-profile critics such as Piers Morgan. Newsweek has also researched a number of specific claims in Harry's book that had the potential to mislead the reader. In one, an ex-press secretary to Queen Elizabeth was accused of stating that Harry and Meghan should expect no mercy after they quit the palace, which the prince suggested was the language of war. In reality, Dickie Arbiter had simply been one of a number of people quoted in Daily Mail story and made no reference to no mercy. That quote was actually attributed to a different commenter, Trevor Phillips, who did not work for the Queen and offered a nuanced argument about how conservatives and progressives might both turn on Sussexes. They can expect no mercy from those who like things just as they are, Phillips said. And to be honest, they'll get short shrift from the many activists who have endured a lifetime of calumny from the media largely without complaint. So, wow, what a surprise that Prince Harry used this incorrectly. He described the inquest into Princess Diana's death in a car crash as a joke because the final written report was an insult. Above all, the summary conclusion that Mummy's driver was drunk and thereby the sole cause of the crash was convenient and absurd. In reality, the inquest jury returned a verdict of unlawful killing, which cited a number of causes. Among them were the driving of Henry Paul, who was behind the wheel of the car, Diana was a passenger, and the driving of the paparazzi, the fact that Paul had consumed alcohol, the fact that Diana and her boyfriend were not wearing seatbelts, and the fact that the car hit a pillar rather than a crash barrier. And the couples, so again, that's truthful, right? He's not really still focusing on the truth. The couple's Netflix show included an account of royal jealousy that was included out of sequence with real events. Guys, they also used like fan shots from other events that had nothing to do with them. There was so much misleading editing in that. Well done from an editing production standpoint, but from an honesty, integrity standpoint, very questionable. The show depicts them going from adulating praise in the media during October 2018, of Australia to a wave of hostile articles in November and December. Sandwiched in the middle was a clip of Harry describing how Meghan beat all the royals to the front page of the Sunday Telegraph after a remembrance art event in which all the senior family members were present. I went, "Oh my God," Meghan said in the show. While Harry added, she was like, "But it's not my fault." And I said, "I know, my mom felt the same way." In reality, the front page in question was published a year later in 2019, and therefore cannot explain the transition from PR high of the Australia tour to the press allegations at the end of the year. There was little in the episode to give the casual viewer the context to understand that the Telegraph splash of 2019 was published a year later and was therefore could not have caused the hostility of November 2018. So there it is. That's all he's got, but that I will take it. He's brought in several examples to show that they can't be trusted. And this is massive. This comes in from somebody who we always assumed, due to his writing and seeming kiss up to Team Sussex, kind of dropping the mic on, no, you guys aren't reliable. You guys are liars. You have been hypocrites. And this whole race thing that you're doing through Omid Scobie is a travesty because we can't even follow your own practice through Archewell of honest reporting, fact-based stuff, journalism, etc. They really are what they are criticizing, Steph, are they not?
Yeah, totally. And it's refreshing to see in terms of just, let's say, a general overall reaction, that someone on the Sussex squad side is actually seeing the other side of it and being like, well, hang on a minute. They're not all the be all and end all. It's not, oh, praise Megsy and Hazard for everything that they do and everything that they say is right, this, that, and the other. It's actually refreshing for one of them to actually wake the hell up and be like, actually, something's wrong with this picture. Actually, there's a lot of things that don't jive, that don't make sense. And not only that, but actually point it out as well. I do wonder how much trouble Jack Royston may have got in with when it comes to Megsy after releasing this article. Because soon after this article, he released that other one that we've just discussed, Meghan Markle's surge in popularity. Like, hang on a minute. Why aren't you carrying on with like the criticism of Hazard and Megsy? Why is it all of a sudden turned to, oh, the surge in popularity now, everything's cool again? Like, the time is just sus, really, in terms of this original article coming out where he's criticizing Hazard and Megsy, to then straight after there's an article that it says surge in popularity, whether, well, they either practice what they preach, they either practice what they don't practice what they preach, or there's a surge in popularity and everything's good again. You can't have it both ways. So which one is it? So, yeah. Be great to have Jack Royston on so we can actually clarify all of this. Jack, if you're watching, Andy's reached out to you. He won't sandbag you. It'll be fair, calm, civil discussion. And
still no response.
Yeah, let's clarify all of this. Where do you stand? What have you got to say? Like, let's hear it from the horse's mouth rather than just mere speculation at this point.
Yeah, because we call them the friends of Megsy, but let's have them on record confirm whether that's true or not, and do it. This article is the first time where I'm like, all right, you know what, Jack, I will reconsider my stance. I mean, granted, you've written some stuff about us. I'd love for us to talk and clarify, but beyond that, yeah, this is a good sign. Now, could he be doing this to curry favor and try to show that he's not? But this is some pretty damning stuff, and it's right, it's correct stuff. It's what people should be saying. So it's nice to see. It's stuff that I don't see Omid saying, Liebrows isn't resorting while he's saying she shouldn't write a book. And he did some knocks. It wasn't as aggressive as this. And he should be as aggressive as this, because telling the true story of Harry and Meghan would reveal some pratfalls they've done. Absolutely. And why the public doesn't trust them. And it wouldn't be that hard to at least write a middle ground, right? Maybe they don't go as hard as we do, right? But it'd be very easy to at least talk about the criticism and why and how people feel the way they do. It's not that hard to explain it at this point. So anyway, Jack, kudos. Open invite. Please hit us up. You can hit me up. I emailed you. If you did make it through, tip my hat on this one. We'll keep our eyes still, but hopefully you can come on and explain some things. Maybe it'll help correct things. In the meanwhile, we have got a lot more to talk about in this live. I want to talk more with Steph about this and so much more. If you haven't already, though, I want to remind you all, now's a good time. Go subscribe to both channels. You can subscribe here, hit that bell for all alerts, hit the bell, hit the like. All those things help engagement. Leave a comment down below. And then I want you to head on over to Steph the Alter Nerd, who's so close to getting to 90,000 subs. We're getting there. So amazing. And I have to thank all of you, because my goodness, we made it, Steph. We finally blew past 50,000 subs. Woo! We are on our way as well. So thank you to everybody who came over and subscribed. If you like the royal content, we got videos daily over there, including ones every day. So as we pivot to other news, which we will do at some point, we lean into these stories, and then as they die down, we go to the next one and report on whatever breaking pop culture news there is. But right now, we are still deep in this end game as all the drama is unfolding. So stay tuned for more. Subscribe to all the channels. And thank you to all you guys who've been watching.